I'm Max, this is Entrepreneur, and we today are going to be talking about no code for the first week this month, right? For the next 3 weeks as well, we're going to be talking about more no code. I'm going to be digging into tools, mostly via a little place online called MakerPad. It's a no code educational resource that I have subscribed to, and it has a ton of tutorials. I'm going to try to dig into as many as I possibly can and relay as much information that I learned that's valuable in terms of starting products and starting websites and starting apps, etc. to you. Just really quick before I dive into any of the weird stuff about no code and all of that, what no code is basically there's a big revolution in terms of software and setting stuff up and building products, right? But anyway, no code is essentially just using tools online. So like, let's say, I'm glad you're doing okay, Kevin. Let's say I want to build a job board, right? Job boards are super popular. They're super common. It's pretty often that somebody's going to need to build a job board, right? Just because like you can't all host them on the same thing because there are different needs. Job boards are really common, right? They're really common in terms of just everybody, right? Everybody wants to build a job board. Everybody needs to build a job board. If you have to hire at all, having a job board is really useful. If you're a local organization that's a nonprofit, having a job board is useful. If you are a startup, maybe just building your own job board as an individual to show like, hey, we're posting these different things is useful. They're maybe not necessarily for a startup directly, but in terms of any really like community groups that are building things and trying to get people hired, having your own independent job board is awesome, right? And the only real way to do that previously was either work really like intently. You can use website creators to like kind of hand finagle a job board, or you could create a tool. If you're looking for an opportunity in the market, you could create a tool because you know everybody wants to build job boards. You could go and you could create something that lets people build job boards super easily. This is one of my favorite tools. I've used it for stuff in the past. I've built my own job boards with it, and it's not just for job boards. They have updates. Interesting. So templates, check this out. Basically what Sheet to Set is, it's a no-code tool. You can build fully functional websites with pictures, text, filters, and links using only Google Sheets, right? I don't have to write a single line of code. I just have to organize it and pick a template and run it through Google Sheets so it pulls all the right information from literally just a Google Sheet. This is a little job board, example of a job board website. There's all these different things. You can highlight them. You can pull them down. You can sort them by certain little things. You can drop some stuff under here. You can click apply, and that goes to maybe an offboard form that you have to fill out as an individual looking to get hired. It's just a very simple little sorting system. Partner directly with CMU Pitt. These are local universities in Pittsburgh that I wanted to publish internship opportunities to. So any students looking for internship opportunities at local startups and wanted to go to ESPGH, the Young Entrepreneurs Society of Pittsburgh, right? And I made it the exact, look at this. It's negotiable, like how much you get paid, unpaid, this many hours per week. You go under here. It shows the requirements. All of this was sorted and automatically generated from info that I collected on a Google form that was ported to a Google Sheet. So all of this setup and everything in here is completely automated. And I didn't have to write a single line of code just because there's a tool called Sheet to Site, right? That is a great example of a no-code tool. It solves a regular recurring problem in a simple way so you don't have to code something from scratch, right? I also like it personally for me because there's no barrier to entry, right? It took me like, I don't know, 2 days to learn Sheet to Site, and I basically learned it on stream. We set up a prototype of the site on stream in 45 minutes. So Airtable is essentially just Google Sheets on steroids, and as you can see, I'm just kind of like messing around. I was goofing. Workplace 1, 5, 4, 4, 3, Hawkeye 3, Hawkeye 4, Hawkeye 2. Haha, I wonder who the Hawkeye is. Hilarious. It's like Google Sheets on steroids, and I love Google Sheets more than life itself. And so this is like a dream for me, and it's apparently a lot more complicated than I thought it was. So this is in Gallery, this is in Grid View. So this is the names, these are the places that they work, these are the picture attachments that I want to attach to those records. Oh my god, I keep adding records. And then these are the ratings associated over here. So you can tie, so I created a little, based on this record, right, this row. It has rating average of 5, it has attachments, it has workplace notes, it has, actually I can change this to workplace, and then this is the name, right? Workplace. You can create different columns with different types of information in them, right? And it sorts more directly by like specific information. You can do that in Google Sheets, but it's more like open format. This is more structured, and by creating that like more intense structure, you can tie like information together in a much more reliable way. And so they're able to do a lot more crazy things, right? So this is record number 1, right? Hot guy number 1, right? That's the name. Hot guy number 1 is their name. Workplace is workplace number 1. Their attachments is this. This is supposed to be their picture, but it's just a little basic picture. Their average rating is this, right? The rating that I pulled from another thing is this right here. So, I'm still figuring out a way. Basically, what I want to do is I want to create a little form that you can submit ratings for each hot guy, right? Or something like that, because I'm thinking of making like a little board about some silly stuff. And you submit a rating through a form. It goes into this form, and then it averages out all of the ratings that everybody is given to a point where you like this is supposed to be the rating average. But I got the formula wrong, so it's a little bit weird. So it's just equal to the actual thing. But anyway, like I can just sort the hell out of this, right? I can create what I want to see, and it's super, super cool. So let me actually go and hide the attachment. How did I do that? Where's the attachment showing? I guess I would hide this field. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. So it just works like this, right? And all of this is in an actual database view that I can then, and this is the really, really cool thing. You can actually like change it to a form view. I did a little Integromat thing. I'm not going to dive into this now. This is going to be on a later stream. But check this out. This is Integromat. And so what I have here is a little sequence. I didn't set this up out of my brain. I set this up out of a tutorial, and I'm still learning Integromat by and large. It's very, very confusing to me. But basically what this does is for a certain Airtable database, it's watching the records. Every time it retrieves a record, an individual record, and it pulls a URL that I have put into the record. It then ports that URL to barcodes, and barcodes is a tool that just generates barcodes off of URLs, right? Barcodes then submits that image that it creates, that barcode, to Dropbox. It uploads a file. Then that Dropbox file is created as a share link, right? There's a share link is generated from the uploaded file, which is a barcode. And once you have that updated share link, it goes back to Airtable and it updates a record and it adds a URL to the picture, the image of the barcode for the original URL, right? So if I put entrepreneur.blog, it would generate a URL in like a little link over to the right of a picture. When you click on that that thing, it downloads a picture. That picture has a barcode, and when you scan that barcode with your phone, it goes to entrepreneur.blog, right? And then a repeater, so it does it as many times as it needs to. But it does all of that. It creates just as many barcodes as I possibly want for free, all in Integromat, and it generates it all within an Airtable grid. It's basically just a tool that ties together other tools. That's all it is. They call it the glue of the internet. That's the little marketing thing that they have for them. It just lets you tie together tools that have information in them, right? So it lets you port information from one tool to another and back to the same tool or to a different one. But this is a super simple way to actually create a website with paid content, right? So if you have a private blog, if you have a private whatever, if you are selling an online course, if you have a video that you want to hide behind a paywall, if you have, specifically for this stream, a database that you want to hide behind a paywall, right? In here, there's actually a way, I haven't figured it out yet. I'm pretty sure it's super, super easy. Share, can I embed it somewhere? Invite by link? No. But there are ways to super, super easily embed Airtable sheets, right? And like Airtable views, right? And like the gallery view. So if this is like let's say I'm doing a private job board, right? Or a private ranked list. I have a list of a bunch of different companies, a bunch of information on them. You click into this thing, it gives you a ton of crazy information on what that company does and all the information that I've gathered behind the scenes, right, from interviewing each of the founders or something like that. What they're currently raising, who they're working with, how they got their first customers, etc. Right? All these awesome case studies for these awesome, really cool companies, and it's so valuable. I have like 100 of them that I want to, in this format, that I want to sell access to it, right? So I would go and I would embed this in something like a card thing. I would just have a little embed and then I would put it right there. It's pretty crazy. So let's actually do that really quickly. Let's go and add a embed. Yes, perfect. So I'm going to put the embed right there. Button. I'll remember log in here. Log in. Hey, it works. Check that shit out. That's so cool. So we just embedded a little sheet, right? Boom, bada bing, bada boom. No problem, right?